In the heart of World War II, a shadowy endeavor took shape within Nazi Germany's scientific community, a project shrouded in secrecy, driven by ambition, and haunted by the specter of impending devastation. This is the story of the German nuclear weapons project, an audacious pursuit that aimed to harness the power of the atom for military might. As the winds of war swept across Europe during the tumultuous era of World War II, the life of physicist Werner Heisenberg became intricately entwined with the unfolding history. At the crossroads of science, politics, and patriotism, Heisenberg's story sheds light on the complexities of allegiance and individual responsibility. The enigma of Werner Heisenberg's life remains, a puzzle like the very principles he explored. His story defies simple answers, inviting us to embark on a journey of exploration and contemplation. The contours of Heisenberg's life do not conform to a single narrative. Rather, his journey is marked by uncertainty, much like the principle he articulated, where multiple perspectives and interpretations intertwine. Werner Heisenberg, a German physicist who made significant contributions to the field of quantum mechanics, and is best known for formulating the uncertainty principle. Winning the Nobel Prize in Physics for his creation of quantum mechanics, a theory that describes the behavior of particles at the atomic and subatomic levels in 1932. Yet one of the most controversial scientists in history that historians are debating over, and they have divided views. According to historian Paul Lawrence Rose, Werner Heisenberg's involvement in the Nazi atomic bomb project was marked by bad physics and bad morals. According to Rose's interpretation, Heisenberg's efforts in leading the German nuclear weapons project were characterized by technical inadequacies and ethical dilemmas. Rose argues that Heisenberg's physics, particularly his understanding of nuclear fission, was not up to the level required to successfully develop an atomic bomb. He also suggests that Heisenberg's moral stance was compromised by his decision to work for the Nazi regime, which was responsible for numerous atrocities. In the labyrinthine corridors of power within Nazi Germany, an unexpected twist emerged in the story of Werner Heisenberg and his entanglement with the country's nuclear weapons endeavor. As the flames of war engulfed Europe, Hitler and his inner circle, consumed by the pursuit of military dominance, had their eyes trained on conventional weaponry as the harbinger of victory. In their calculus, tanks, artillery, and troops took precedence over the still nascent realm of nuclear weapons. During World War II, Werner Heisenberg, a distinguished physicist and one of the leading figures in the field of quantum mechanics, found himself in a complex and morally challenging situation. Tasked with leading Nazi Germany's nuclear weapons project, Heisenberg embarked on a journey that would intertwine scientific pursuits, ethical considerations, and the geopolitical landscape of the time. Heisenberg's role in the Nazi nuclear weapons project was rooted in his stature as a respected physicist and his prior contributions to theoretical physics. At the beginning of the war, Germany, like other major powers, recognized the potential of harnessing the energy released by nuclear fission to create a powerful new weapon. Heisenberg, along with other scientists, was presented with the task of developing an atomic bomb for the Nazi regime. The German atomic bomb project during World War II is commonly referred to as the Uranium Club, or the German Nuclear Weapons Project. This project aimed to develop a nuclear weapon using uranium as the key material for fission reactions. As we know, uranium, a naturally occurring element, has been identified as a potential source of powerful energy release through the process of nuclear fission. Fission occurs when the nucleus of an atom is split into smaller fragments, releasing a significant amount of energy. Werner Heisenberg assembled a team of scientists for the German atomic bomb project during World War II, operating under challenging conditions imposed by the war's impact on resources, communication, and security. The project's remote location in occupied Europe added an element of secrecy, but it also presented various difficulties that the team had to overcome. Heisenberg, due to his prominence in the German scientific community, was tasked with leading the German atomic bomb project. He recruited a team of physicists, engineers, and other experts, selecting them based on their scientific expertise and contributions. Despite the constraints of the wartime situation, Heisenberg aimed to gather the best available talent for the project. The wartime environment made communication difficult. The team members were often scattered across various locations due to the ongoing conflict. This geographical dispersion hampered the exchange of information and collaborative efforts. Additionally, communication with scientists from other countries, particularly those who had fled Nazi Germany, was also limited due to the Allies' efforts to cut off scientific cooperation with the Axis powers. Despite the remote location, security concerns remained. The project was not immune to espionage attempts by the Allies, and there was a constant fear that sensitive information could be leaked. The team had to implement security measures to protect their research and prevent unauthorized access. There were technical challenges of developing nuclear technology as well. The scientists had to overcome issues related to the enrichment of uranium and the design of a workable nuclear reactor, or bomb. Enriching uranium is a critical process in nuclear technology, as it increases the concentration of fissile uranium, 235 U-235 isotope. U-235 is necessary for sustaining a chain reaction in a nuclear reactor or a bomb. The German scientists had to develop efficient methods of separating U-235 from the more abundant uranium, 238 U-238 isotope. This required advanced technical knowledge in isotope separation techniques, such as gaseous diffusion or centrifugation. Developing a workable nuclear reactor was another key challenge. A nuclear reactor produces controlled fission reactions to release energy that can be harnessed for various purposes, including power generation or plutonium production, a potential material for nuclear weapons. This peculiar twist of fate was a double-edged sword for Heisenberg and his team. On one hand, the lack of fervent support from the Nazi regime meant that the resources, both material and human, crucial for the nuclear project were often diverted elsewhere. The machinery of war demanded immediate results, leaving the nuclear endeavor in a state of perpetual catch-up. Yet this divergence in priorities also cast a shadow of doubt over the nuclear project itself. Hitler's skepticism about the feasibility of nuclear weapons inadvertently created an environment where Heisenberg and his team operated with less oversight and scrutiny than they might have otherwise faced. Some historians speculate that this lack of scrutiny might have allowed Heisenberg and his colleagues to subtly undermine the project's progress, as their nation's hopes for military victory hinged on more tangible weaponry. The scientific minds behind the scenes might have found room to maneuver, introducing roadblocks and complexities that weren't apparent to the regime. Amidst the chaos of war, within the walls of laboratories and the minds of scientists, the fate of a nation's nuclear ambitions hung in the balance. The lack of resounding support from the Nazi regime played an unforeseen role in shaping the trajectory of Heisenberg's journey. A journey colored by scientific pursuit, moral quandaries, and the harsh realities of wartime. Heisenberg's relationship with the Nazi regime was complex. While some of his peers, like Nobel laureate Max Planck, openly supported the regime, Heisenberg's stance appeared more nuanced. He was a patriot, and like many intellectuals of his time, he initially believed that his scientific contributions could serve the betterment of his nation. As the war raged on, Heisenberg's involvement in the German nuclear weapons project became a point of contention. Some argue that his participation was driven by a sense of duty and loyalty to his country, while others question whether he could have fully comprehended the magnitude of the Nazi regime's actions. Heisenberg's interactions with the Nazi leadership were met with a certain level of skepticism. Despite the project's significant challenges, including a lack of resources and wavering support from Nazi officials, Heisenberg remained steadfast in his endeavors to harness the power of the atom. Yet, history remains divided on Heisenberg's true intentions. Some historians propose that his work might have been hindered by a subtle form of resistance. They suggest that his calculations and insights may have subtly misled the Nazi regime, a belief rooted in the idea that Heisenberg, motivated by ethics, intentionally slowed down the nuclear weapons project. Some historians and scholars have also raised the possibility that Heisenberg and his colleagues deliberately slowed down the project. This perspective suggests that Heisenberg, who had moral reservations about the consequences of creating a nuclear weapon, may have covertly worked to prevent the Nazis from obtaining such a destructive capability. This hypothesis, often referred to as the sabotage theory, is based on the notion that Heisenberg and his team intentionally miscalculated or withheld crucial information necessary for the bomb's development. The goal, according to this theory, was to buy time for the war to end before Germany could acquire a nuclear weapon, thereby preventing further devastation. In August 1945, a group of German nuclear scientists, including Werner Heisenberg, were captured and interned at Farm Hall, a country house in England. The scientists had been part of the German atomic bomb project, and their conversations during their captivity were secretly recorded and transcribed by the British intelligence agencies. These transcripts provided valuable insights into the state of the German nuclear weapons program and the scientists' understanding of the technology. The scientists, who had been working on the German atomic bomb project, were captured by Allied forces as Germany surrendered in May 1945. They were initially held at a facility near Cambridge and then transferred to Farm Hall, a comfortable house that had been bugged by the British to secretly record their conversations. The British intelligence agencies recorded and transcribed the conversations of the interned scientists between July and August 1945. These transcripts captured discussions among the scientists about the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, which had just occurred in early August 1945. The scientists were surprised by the news of the atomic bombings of Japan, as they had not realized the extent to which the Allies had progressed in nuclear weapons development. Their conversations were filled with speculation about the technical aspects of the bombings and their implications for the future. The transcripts revealed that the German scientists had not made significant progress toward building an atomic bomb. They discussed various technical challenges and uncertainties they had encountered, and it became evident that they were far behind the Allies in terms of the necessary resources and knowledge. Some of the scientists, including Heisenberg, expressed relief that Germany had not developed the bomb, given the destructive power it had unleashed. Heisenberg in particular was known to have reservations about nuclear weapons, and had reportedly considered the ethical implications of their development. Werner Heisenberg's views on anti-Semitism are complex, and have also been a subject of discussion among historians and scholars. His personal beliefs and actions during the Nazi era have raised questions about his stance on anti-Semitism. There is evidence to suggest that Heisenberg was not a committed anti-Semite in his personal beliefs. He had Jewish colleagues and mentors in the scientific community, and there are accounts of his interactions with them that don't indicate overt prejudice. He was known to have been more focused on his scientific work rather than on political matters. His close relationship with Niels Bohr, a Jewish physicist, demonstrates that he was able to maintain connections regardless of Nazi ideology. This openness to collaboration across ethnic and ideological lines hints at a more nuanced perspective than the radical anti-Semitism promoted by the Nazi regime. Heisenberg's decision to remain in Nazi Germany during World War II without openly supporting Nazi ideology has been a point of debate. Some historians argue that he likely sought to continue his scientific work while avoiding overt alignment with the regime. This yet again suggests that his primary focus was on his scientific pursuits rather than political or ideological considerations. All in all, the nuances of Heisenberg's stance on anti-Semitism, his reluctance to align with Nazi ideology, and his possible ethical concerns about nuclear weapons contribute to understanding his resistance to the German atomic bomb project. The complex interplay of personal beliefs, scientific pursuits, and historical context makes it challenging to pinpoint a single motive behind his decisions. But these interconnected factors offer insights into his actions during that tumultuous period. As World War II came to an end, the outcome of the German nuclear weapons project remained a pivotal moment in history, an endeavor that teetered on the edge of altering the course of conflict, yet ultimately fell short of its catastrophic potential. The failure to produce a functional atomic bomb before the war's end underscored the intricacies of scientific innovation in the face of adversity. The post-war landscape forced the world to confront the ethical complexities that arose when scientists found themselves entangled in the mechanisms of a totalitarian regime. For Werner Heisenberg and his colleagues, the aftermath of the war brought forth reckoning. Detained and questioned by the Allied forces, they were placed under the microscope of history, their motivations and actions scrutinized in the harsh light of hindsight. In the post-war era, the world witnessed the peaceful applications of atomic energy as it transformed into a source of power and innovation. The legacy of the German project underscored the dual nature of scientific advancement, one that could bring both promise and peril, progress and destruction. After the war subsided, Heisenberg redirected his formidable intellect toward a plethora of scientific pursuits. He delved into the intricate world of particle physics and nuclear physics, leaving an indelible mark on these fields. But his contributions extended far beyond laboratory experiments and theoretical breakthroughs. In the aftermath of the devastating war, Heisenberg emerged as a passionate advocate for international scientific collaboration and nuclear disarmament. Heisenberg continued his research in various areas of physics, including particle physics and nuclear physics. He also played a significant role in promoting international scientific collaboration and efforts to control nuclear weapons. He was an advocate for the peaceful use of nuclear energy and worked to establish institutions that promoted scientific exchange between nations. As the curtain falls on the narrative of Werner Heisenberg and his role in the Nazi nuclear bomb project, the echoes of history continue to resonate. Heisenberg's journey transcends the boundaries of science and politics, delving into the intricate interplay between personal beliefs, national allegiance, and the weight of unprecedented technological power. From the realm of quantum mechanics to the corridors of power during World War II, Heisenberg's story is a tapestry woven with brilliance, moral dilemmas, and the complexities of allegiance. As the world reflects on the era when science found itself in the crucible of conflict, questions surrounding Heisenberg's role in the Nazi nuclear project persist. Was he a patriot bound by duty, or did he navigate a treacherous path with the intention of averting catastrophe? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We would love to hear from you. With that, the video comes to an end. Thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to give a big thumbs up and we will see you in the next one. Subscribe for more content.